Hey folks, Malforan here, and welcome back to the channel. Just a quick video today. It is the beginning of the Summer Games Fest, as I'm sure many of you are aware, and we had some surprise announcements today by Paradox. I wasn't expecting anything at all, but they actually announced two kind of major-ish games today. One of them is Stellaris is getting a spin-off game, the 4X game. Weirdly enough, not produced by Paradox themselves. It is actually just published by them, so it's kind of interesting to see how that game comes out. It looked kind of interesting from the small trailer that they had. But the one I was going to talk about today very quickly is that they're doing a Star Trek game called Star Trek Infinite. I know we generally cover historical games on the channel, but yeah, I'm a massive nerd if you couldn't tell. Hopefully we do finally get a pretty good Star Trek game, because I'm not sure how many of you remember, the glory years of Star Trek strategy games, of like Star Trek Armada, Birth of the Federation. These are way back when games, a long time ago now. I'm not even sure if I could even run them on my PC these days. But anyway, yeah, they've announced Star Trek Infinite. It looks like it's basically, I'm not going to say like a reskin of Stellaris. There's very limited information. They literally just showed basically one screenshot, which will be on the screen as you're listening along to this. And it just kind of just looks like Stellaris, which is pretty obvious. If you're going to do a Star Trek grand strategy game, it's probably going to be quite Stellaris-y. So hopefully this means it's going to be up there with, a Stellaris, Crusader Kings 3, Hoi 4 kind of level of game. That much content in it and all that. I would imagine it's the Star Trek license, so I would think they'd go pretty crazy on it. If any of you have ever played any of the Star Trek mods for Stellaris, you can kind of see already how well it kind of fits in that system. It's pretty obvious, Stellaris, Star Trek. It fits together quite nicely. So it will be interesting to see kind of the spin they put on Stellaris for Star Trek. I think they'd have to do some of the diplomacy maybe a little bit better. And then I think the ship battles would have to... I think they'd have to be different. The Stellaris way of doing combat is okay. Like, I don't mind it, but it's basically just throw everything in a ball and just see what happens. I'd hope they do more... I don't know, like some way to do more like one-on-one ships. Because if you watch Star Trek, a lot of the time it's like one-on-one ships or a couple of ships. Yeah, there are those big battles, Wolf 359 and other major battles, obviously, that happened. But whenever I think of Star Trek kind of battles, it's generally more like a couple of ships, maybe one or two. If you've seen any of the movies, it's usually a couple of ships at most, so I'd hope they'd redo combat in some way so it was more focused on that kind of combat. Maybe they could have some kind of like zoomed-in UI when you go into combat or something. But anyway, we're just speculating. There was literally no information apart from this trailer that's been playing in the background. So I'm pretty hyped for this. It'd be interesting to see what they do with it. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Did you ever play any of the old ones like Armada, Birth of the Federation? They were fantastic games. And if you are a big Star Trek fan, what are you hoping for? What kind of Paradox twist do you want on... Like I say, I think Stellaris will be the base of the game, roughly. The main mechanics kind of brought from Stellaris in some way, or at least the rough outline of the game. So yeah, let me know what you think, what you'd be looking forward to, and yeah, we'll leave it there for today. We'll see if there's any more surprise announcements, but I think this is probably going to be it during the Summer Games Fest. So yeah, even if you've enjoyed this short video, hit that like button. If you're new here, I usually play historical grand strategy games on the channel, a lot of Crusader Kings. We cover news, dev diaries, but then other games as well. So if that's your kind of thing, subscribe. We'll leave it there for today, and I'll see you in the next one.